Hi guys, how are you? I'm good. This is Jarsos Lectures. Today by this video I come with one very important uh, topics which is about file and the folder. Before starting my lecture, if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel, to like my video, and to share the videos link and the channel link with your friends, since there are very important and interesting topics are here. When I directly proceed, the today's lesson is about file and the folder. This file and the folder is a two very important terms, and the term that we may face within every day, even within per time per minute, the term that we may face in areas of computers, in mostly in areas of file management. Here, as you can see, files and the folders are two related terms in computer file manager. The term file, look, file is used to denote collection of information. Look, use it to denote, when you say file, it denotes collections of information, collections of data, or collections of informations. While term folder is used to represent collections of files. Collections of files. This one is collections of, look, collection of information, collection of data, you can say, file is. The folder is what? Use it to represent collection of files. Basically, it is similar. This folder is similar to container that contains one or more files. Container of the folder means container of the file, but file means representations of data, representations of informations. Different data formats are there. I will discuss it later. Folder can also contain other folder. Let us see each of them one by one. Look, file can be described as sets of related data and information, and is stored on computer secondary storage device permanently. They are permanently, files are permanently stored on secondary storage devices of computer, but they will be loaded to RAM for execution purpose. If we want to execute them, they are loaded to the RAM, but permanently they stored on secondary storage devices. This is what we call files, sets of related data and informations. File can be data or informations. File, when we say file, it can be data or information file, program file or executable program file, and they can contain data in any format. When you say file, video file is there, audio file is there, image file is there, different textual formats of data can be there, which we can say document, PDF file, PPT file or PowerPoint file, spreadsheet file. Each of them are as file. When you say file, can be data or information file, can be program files, program software files, and they can contain any formats of data. Look, there are several types of file types, such as text, document, spreadsheet, presentation, word, image, video, audio, or audio, which we say, I can say. This is what file means. And the file can be identified, can be determined by it is name and it is extension. This is the point that you have to bear in mind. The type of file is described by it is extension, where the extension is a keyword mentioned in the file name after a period, after a dot, after a period. Extension, look, extension is keyword mentioned in a file name after period at index of the names of the file. For example, if it is image, for example, image name is a dot file extension, for example, PNG, GIF, or JGP. Those are image file extension. For example, if it is textual, it can be .doc, it is document. It can be .ppt if it is PowerPoint. It can be .html, for example, if it is HTML files. can be .php file if it is PHP files. It can be .cpp if it is C++ file. So file is identified or described by its file extension. To describe one file, it is name dot it is extension. That is must look, for example, document dot text, or if it is textual, or if it is written by word, document one dot word. This is its extension. Extension means look dot txt. Look pic. This means for picture. Dot jpg is jpeg image. Oh, this is what file means. File is sets or collections of related data or informations which is stored on computer secondary storage area, and which can be identified by its name and by its extensions. And the file can be of any format, any data format. File can be of any data format. Can be image is by itself file, audio is a file, video is a file, document is a file. Any kinds of data is seen as or described as a file. It is a file. Now let us see what is folder. Okay, before coming to folder, file extension. What does it mean by file extension? Let us see file extension. Files are identified by short extension following period at the end of their name. This is the point. Each of the data format has their own file extensions. File is identified or described by its name and the extension. Extension is keyword which is attached to file name after a period. Look, files are identified by short extension. Look here, for example, abc.jpg. Now abc is a file name, jpg is file extension. Now file that has this extension is what we call image. abc.doc. abc is a file name. Now if it has this .doc file extension, this file is what? Document file. Look, for example, abc.exe. This is now a program file or executable applications. So file is identified by its name and its file extension. Now let us see what is a folder. Let us go to directly what is a folder now. And look here, the world of computing is full of file extension. Too many to it is look, for example, here many file extension. Here are just a small sampling of some common file extension. Not a lot of file extensions are there because a lot of file types are there, or a lot of data formats. Since a lot of data formats are there, like that, each of the data folder, each of the data type or each of the formats of data has their own file extension. For example, image, document, video, audio, each of them have their own file extension. For example, if it is text or word processing file, it can have doc, docx, odt, pages, rtf, text, like this one. It can have those file extension. And if there, for example, spreadsheet, CSV, numbers, ODS, those are what the file extension for spreadsheet files. If it is web related files, ASP, ASPX, CSS, HTML or HTML, JSP, PHP, XML. If they are image files, look, BMP, GIF, look, all of these are what? The file extension for image files. Audio or video, look, those are file extensions of video or audio files. Look, for example, draw program files. And the many, since there are many data formats, each of them can have many data format. They are many file extensions. For example, image by itself can have many file extensions. Now one thing what I want to tell you is that file is identified by its name and it is file extensions. This file extension is already what? Attached to it is file name. This is what file means. And the folder is there, another folder is there. Folder means containers or where we can store, where we can collect related files. For example, if single computer is usable or used by two users, by single computer user, we can store data of two different person by collecting them into different folders. Folder is actually or is simple term container to store files. We can store files, we can store many files in single folder. Look, folder is collections of related files stored in computer memory. Folder can have subfolders as well. Folder is also named as directory. Other names of the folder, we can say folder is now as a directory, or they are created to store related files. Simply folder means where we can store many files. Files are most of the time stored in folders. We can say always stored in folders, but sometimes we can store files outside of the folder. An important characteristics of folder is that they do not have any extension. Actually, on computer desktop, we can store the files outside of the folder, but most of the time we can say always it is in the folders. This is the point. Before coming to this difference between them, let us see. For example, we can simply create in simple way. Look, folder. We can give the name. For example, here, Jarso. Here. Now this is one folder. Then within this folder, we can include many files. For example, within this one, I can create new. For example, document file. Now this is document file. As you can see, look, gg it is name .doc. Look, now since it is document file, it has file extensions of docx. This is its file extension. This is gg it is name. This one is but it is file extension. If we can create or we can insert folder within another folder. Look, this is folder now. We can store file here. So when we say file in the folder, there are two very important terms within file management or within file managers of the computers. Look, their difference. This is their clear difference between them. Extension is one of the factors to differentiate file in the folder. Extension, file have extensions. Each and the file has its own file extensions according to its type. For example, image file by itself can have its own file extensions, but an image by itself can have many file extensions, but folder does not. Folder do not have extension. Look, folder do not have extension. In the container, one file cannot contain another file or cannot contain folder. This is the point. But folder can contain any number of files or folders also. Folder can contain files. Actually, folder by itself means where we can store, where we can collect our files, and if we can insert or we can create or we can add folder into another folder. So folder can contain any number of files in the folders. Memory size. A file has certain size in the memory consumption, but a folder has no size by its own. If a folder is empty folder has no size, cannot consume any space from our computer memory. But if we insert file into the folder, look, it derives the size from file it contains. If it contains the file, then the folder size is the size of the file which it holds or which it holds, or the size of the folder is sizes of the file which is contained in the folder. This is the point. Attributes file can have name, extension, date, time, length, protections, read only, can be hidden. Those attributes can have look, name, extension, date of created, time, length, protections, like that. So can be read only, can be hidden. Likewise, like that also, folder can have also name, date, time, protection, like this. Supported operations, what we can do on file in the folder. Look, we can open folder, we can save them, we can rename, we can print them, we can share them, we can email them, modify, we can modify contents of the file. Like that also, we can move the folder, we can rename, we can delete, we can share the folder. So this is the clear difference between file and the folder. As summary, file is the collections of data or informations. Collections of data. When I say collections of data, it can be any data formats. To say it is files, any data formats can be represented as file. It can be video file, it can be audio file, it can be image file, it can be document file or textual file, it can be programs or executable files. This is what we call file. Collections of data or information, which you can say. And the file is represented by it is file name and it is extension. Extension is a keyword which is attached to file name after period. And each and every data format has their own independent or their own unique or their own distinct file extensions. And the folder is simply the collections of files, or what can contain as containers of our files, you can say. Folder can contain another folders, and the folder can contain many files, and the file is already always stored on folders. But some of the file can be stored, can be created and stored out of the folder. But most of the time, we can say always, file is stored in folder. This is all what I have for this video. What I want to tell you again is that if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel, to like my video, and to share the videos link and the channel link with your friends. Thank you for your time. Bye.